hello, family. We are grateful for another opportunity to come before you today in this special broadcast. And these are some of the most exciting episodes in my week to share some dialogue, communication with some of our team members from around this great country and even around the globe. I'm telling you, God is expanding territory and reach and helping like-minded individuals to come together. And I have been so inspired by some of the voices and the faces you'll see and hear on today. We have a few more that should be getting into place. I hope that we can get them. We need to get everybody in place. And I'm going to ask those watching the broadcast to help us to share. Mama said it all the time. It's not like we were listening, though. Sharing is caring. So, yeah, we got them coming in. I'm feeling better already. And we got one or two more that we're looking for. We want to ask our brother. We're going to say 250 Lifestyle. Yeah, I see him now. We got it now. It's good to go. So I'm going to get everybody in place and in position. And we're going to get this party started. I'm going to start with the Queen. She needs no introduction to this particular platform because, as always, we've been here quite a few times before, just enjoying one another's company. And we've been a few places across this US of A and have enjoyed the kindred fellowship. So we'll be talking about that in just a moment. And then we got my main man, my baby brother. All right, and I'm going to bring another young man in while Jamal is working out the details of the sound on his side. I got another baby brother. I'm telling you, man, we're so proud of him. Christoph is in the house, and we'll get you to unmute because it looks like you're muted on your side. And
hello, Pastor Matt, Lisa, and Jamal.
And I'm feeling pretty good, pretty good, as we say, up in this joint. Oh, man. Listen, let's get into some stuff. Jamal, let us hear you, man. We want to make sure we got that sound thing worked out because we need your voice in this conversation, man. But we'll give you the opportunity and space to work it out. But we're going to go ahead and get this party started. And we got a particular particular theme that we're going to be talking about today. And it's really about change. A lot of people hate change. We love a comfort zone. It's kind of like, I'll give it the equivalent. You know, here it is. You were tired, went to bed, got up under the covers, and it's kind of cold and chilly, and you get that quilt right up under your shoulder, your neck, and you get it, and you right there, and you're comfortable. Man, nothing worse than having that thing snatched. Or fall off in the middle of the night, exposed to those elements. We love a comfort zone. We don't like change that much. No, most people don't anyway. But we're talking about change tonight. That's the subject. So we would share with our guests. We got my main man Kev is in the house. We want to ask you to help us to share this broadcast. We got Carol is in the house. We want to ask you to help us to share this broadcast because we're going to be talking about change from a different perspective. We're going to be talking about change from the positive because there's certainly some changes that need to be made. And we want to encourage you by being able to hear from these powerful, powerful, powerful examples about three things, really: making the change, being the change, and getting some change. So if those are the things that you're looking to hear tonight, you're in the right place. We're going to hear from those who can very well tell us about making the change, being the change, and getting some change too. So let me see if I can get Jamal back in place. Want to make sure he's here. Jamal, how does it sound on your end?
Hey, how do I sound?
Man, you sound like you put this thing together, like you the engineer. So let's start out with this, man. We put this together the other night. Christoph was highlighted on one of our corporate calls, and it was very inspiring to hear someone so young, so clear in who he is, and so clear in who he's becoming and where he's going. That always inspires me. So that's going to be the heart of our conversation tonight. and we're going to be so you look, you're going to be the guard and the forward and the center. You're going to play all roles tonight. We're going to be passing it off to you quite a bit. But before we go to you, I want Minister Lisa to kind of just introduce yourself first, who you are, and some of the things that you're grateful for about this particular platform that we have to share the Travorium experience.
Okay, my name is Lisa Simmons, and I do live here in Kinston, North Carolina. I am the mother of 2 and grandmother of 6. I am a writer, so I am an author also, and I am an entrepreneur. I'm also a minister in the gospel. I sell African attire. I was doing in the community African fashions before COVID-19, and I am a part of this terrific platform, Travorium, you guys. I am Travorium proud, as Pastor Deborah says. Yes, I really am. And for me, what this platform has done for me, it has actually given me purpose. You know, it has given me purpose. When I joined this business in April of 2019, it was right after my husband had passed away. And so through Bishop Eric Spruill, who had continually sent me information about this business, and I decided that I really needed something different in my life. And I love to travel. So I grabbed hold of this business. And upon grabbing hold, initially I got in it just to travel. Mm-hmm. That was all I wanted to do, was to travel with discounted prices. But once I got in and I saw all the benefits that this business and this company offered, and not only that, the amazing people that were a part of this business. And so as for myself, if we're going to talk about change, one thing that I do know is that there are 2 things that will always be certain in this life, and that's change will come and time will pass us by. And those are 2 things that we cannot change. But what we can do is that we can manage that change and we can manage that time. Mm-hmm. And so how do we do that? We do that when opportunities come our way. And for me, this was a great opportunity. An opportunity to me is a series of events that come together and offers you something that you've been looking for all the time, something favorable and something positive. And that's what this business did for me years ago, sitting in my home, not wanting to travel the world and not knowing how I was going to do it, had no idea of how it could be done. And actually literally sitting there crying out to the Lord and saying, God, I know this big, beautiful world, as I'm looking at this travel channel and seeing all these different people in all of these different places. And I'm saying, Lord, I know you did not create this big, beautiful world for just a certain few, and I was like, you said that that you would give us anything that we ask, whatever we ask, and I said, and you said, whosoever. And I said, God, I'm a whosoever, not knowing that almost 20 years later that this business was going to come along. And this business had come along and has offered me, I'm telling you, things that I never thought I would be able to obtain in life. And so I'm still learning, even at my age, that there is much to learn. And that if you put forward the work, that God will open those doors of opportunities. And he would give you exactly what your heart desires. And he has done that for me in this business.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let me just greet a few people here. I see Miss Monica. My love to you, darling. Thanks for chiming in. Ricky, good to see you, man. Let's talk real soon. Marianne Adams, thank you for chiming in. Lucinda, thank you for chiming in. We're going to really get knee deep into some stuff. I got Jamal 250 Lifestyle. I'm going to bring him back. I think he's still there working out some details. So I'll go back to him last. Well, no, here he is, because we definitely want you to do 2 things. One, we met, man, I guess it was about year and a half ago, somewhere in that neighborhood. I remember you coming out. We were in Cancun, and we enjoyed some quality time there with the team. And then the next time we had the privilege to meet was several months back in Vegas. And man, did we have a time. And you've been on a mission, man. Let me just tell you, I'm much older than you, but you inspired me, brother, with your fire, your tenacity, your drive, your vision, and you're on a mission. We can see for a fact. I mean, you've branded this thing and you're attracting people. You're a leader in this thing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's just a matter of time before you get where you're going. So I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself first as a person, and then talk to us about how you came into this space of what we come to know and appreciate as Travorium.
Absolutely. Can you hear me better now?
Loud and clear, much better.
Perfect. You know how technology is, always trying to riff us apart when we on a mission. But we get through. But yes, my name is Jamal Swans, 29 years old. This is my last year in my 20s, so I'm trying to enjoy the countdown. I'm still a young guy, so I'm not trying to offend anybody on here that's much older than me or a little bit older than me. We're all young, we're all learning, we're all growing, and we're all still living life, our best life. And so 2021 is going to be great for all of us, especially our Travorium family, moving forward. But yeah, I just love to travel. I've always been an entrepreneur, in my head, even when I was a kid. Even when I was, my mom would tell you, 10 years old, 11 years old, I used to sign up for business stuff, lie about my age. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then get emails, get sent stuff to the house, boxes of stuff, tons of letters, all type of stuff, chain letters, all type of things, because I always wanted to, just live a life of freedom. Just growing up, I seen the struggles, I seen, just a lot of resistance, whereas like we couldn't live a lifestyle that I knew that was out here. But at the same time, I learned a lot just growing up, just taught, morally correct. My parents really did a good job with me, to, always respect your elders. Always. That was the number one thing in the house. Like, you couldn't walk past none of my mom company. Like, she's going to turn you right back around. Yo, get back down these stairs. Come here. You know what I mean? Yo,
like my mom.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how it is. Make sure you speak to everybody that's in this house. Even if you don't know them and they're walking past. So that always that stayed with me. Where it's like, even when you meet somebody, just make sure you introduce yourself. Make sure you leave a good impression. Make sure you just, you allow good energy to be transferred between, all parties. And so that always stayed with me. I just love being positive. I love interjecting my energy any way I can to keep the positive energy flowing. I just love it. I just love when I can just leave a positive impact on anybody that I meet, and vice versa. I'm not one to shy, to shy away to somebody leaving an impact on me. You know what I mean? Because I know that, that's just how relationships work. You're gonna have people that, certain times where you're gonna be affecting people and people are gonna be affecting you. But we're all here to win together. And to continue to push the the culture forward. And so that's just a little bit about me. I play sports, in high school, played basketball. Always been an underdog type of person. I always felt like I'm an underdog. Like that's just my nature. I actually thrive. I thrive as an underdog. I thrive when I'm going under the radar. I thrive when people doubt me, or people say you can't do this, you can't do this. It's like a fire get the burning inside of me. Like, hold on, I can't do what? Like, what? I don't care about the timetable. It's going to get done. Right. So that's always been my mindset, to never give up, always push yourself, and just fail fast. Fail fast and fail forward. Once I figured out that there's no such thing as failure. There's only a learning process or a lesson that you can get out of it. Yes, sir. I didn't mind failing. You know what I mean? Because some people just are scared to fail. They're scared to come up short. Absolutely. Or they've been winning their whole life. Kind of similar to somebody who's been getting A pluses in high school, throughout school their whole life, and then when they get to college, they get that one C. It's like I don't know what to do with my life anymore. You know what I mean? Because I got a C. I'm that person that's like, yo, I'm gonna go attack it. I don't care if I come up short. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it again. I don't care how many times it take. And so that's always been my mentality. And you know, and so even, you know, that's what made me just fall in love with you know, Travorium. Because it, you know, I just saw the people. I just saw the love. I just seen people loving on each other, even from the outside looking in. Because you know, I watched the YouTube videos. You know what I mean? I was watching Pastor Mel before he knew who I was. I was watching it. I'm like, I like this guy right here. You know, speaking life. You know, speaking life into people. Always, you know, believing in people that you can change your life. And so I used to watch Pastor Mel too. And I'm like, okay, when I see him, he's gonna be in Cancun. All right, I'm gonna make sure I introduce myself. You know what I mean? That's just how I was. Deborah Taylor. I know Deborah Taylor. I know guys that don't know who I am. But I'm gonna make sure I introduce myself.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with Danny. I'm like, oh, who's this boss mode guy?
Oh,
right. Like, bling bling. All right, I gotta figure out who he is. I like his style, and so that's just what it was when I went on a world tour. You know, I seen these people before I even got, you know, before I got started. Like when I got started, you know, because when I got started, I like the research. I like let me see what presentation videos is out there. Let me see the old presentation videos. Let me see who's constantly around. Yeah. And one of the guys I was around was Todd. I'm like, this guy, he's around doing every era of the company. Let me see what he's all about. And he was one of the people who was really on my list, Todd, because when I first got started, my upline was somebody who I wouldn't say they're non-existent because you know they generate a lot of money, like 6 figures a month, but they were somebody who wasn't really trying to build Travorium. They were just here for the stop, and then they were off to something else. And so luckily they did stop, and I seen the stop, and so I was able to see it. Oh, this company is awesome, but at the same time, I didn't really have nobody I could work with. So I was really building by myself. I didn't have nobody who can give me spillover or nothing. And so this just to motivate somebody who's in Travorium, who's saying, I don't, you know, what's my next step? Well, you better go find your upline wherever they are, wherever they're going. You better find a location, and you better get yourself there and get the networking. Because there's no excuses. At the end of the day, is, you know, you got to stop looking for external things, and you got to start looking from within and say, you know what, I'm gonna make an impact. And so that's what I did. When I went to Cancun, that's when I met Pastor Mills. It was a little bit over a year. I would say it was about 15 months ago. Somewhere like that. 15 months ago. And so that was my whole thing, just to go out there, meet some people, and build a relationship and start from there. And then that's actually when it all started. Once I decided to make a decision, right? You know, because a lot of people when they join Travorium, right, it's like this is something that they might want to do. They treat it as a hobby, right? It's something that they can turn on and turn off. Right. And so you got to get to a point where there's no turning back. There's no turning off. Right. Where, okay, I'm in this thing to win it. So what would be the next step? Which would be, you know, I tell people, stop looking at network when you first get in Travorium on the outside. It's like you're brand new. You're trying to network on the outside, which is cool. You got leaders who does that and it works. But for somebody like me, I need that culture around me. You know what I mean? To feel comfortable so when I go off to network, you know, I got the foundation already built. I got an upline, I got relationship with leadership. And so that's the most important thing to me is to be able to build a relationship with the leaders that's already in Travorium, around that campfire, so to speak. You want to be around that campfire because when you're around that campfire, you're not being bombarded with mosquitoes, right? You're not being attacked, you know, by mosquitoes. You know, you get to warm up. You feeling all cozy around that campfire. You got people telling their campfire stories. So now you're feeling good. You about ready to tell your story, right? And so that's how I look at it with the Travorium family. One big family. And so, you know, that's what. And then I always been interested in travel. I came from another travel club. And so when I saw Travorium, it just made sense. It just made a lot more sense to me, especially being able to just travel for pennies on a dollar. It was something that I never seen before, and you know, for me, I gotta believe it. I wasn't like, it's too good to be true. I'm like, if it's too good to be true, that's the lifestyle I want. I want a lifestyle that's too good to be true. And so that's it. And so that's why I'm like, I gotta get on the world tour. And so I tell people, get on. You be a product of the product, right?
Yeah.
Your life will change very soon thereafter, right? If you listen to Danny Bling Bling, he'll tell you, right? He was a member for over a year. He did nothing, right? And then once he got on the trip, he like, hold on, this is awesome. This is real. I need to promote this thing. And then here you go. Fast forward. Now we got a 1-star ambassador on our hands. That's moving up. In my mind, he's going to hit an executive in no time, right?
Yes.
And so, executive chairman, right? Top of the company. You should go take a look at that and see the benefits with that. To see what's in your near future. And so that's a little bit about me. 250 lifestyle. I actually came up with that before I went to Cancun. It was an idea that just came to me. And I tell people like this, like Martin Luther King said, you don't have to see the first step. You don't have to see the full staircase to take the first step. Come on. And so that was my life. I didn't need to see the totality of what I wanted my life to be. I just need to see a little bit, something to inspire me. And so I moved off that little inspiration, and here we are now. 250 lifestyle is booming. I got my own sneaker. I'm working with Christoph. He has his own brand, Daredevil. I'll let him tell his story. I ain't gonna bypass that. I'll let him tell his story. But I was able to meet Christoph and somebody who's similar. Just a little bit younger than me, but with a similar mindset. And so 250 lifestyle has a lot to do with following the energy, believing that, trusting in God that's going to take care of all your needs, put specific people in place for you to experience your highest self and to live your best life. And so that's the awareness I want to make when people see 250 lifestyle. It's a follow your intuition thing, follow that inner voice, because it's going to guide you, right? I heard somebody say this, right? Get to a place of silence, right? Because when you get to a place of silence, that's when God can talk to you, right? And so that's how I felt like that's how my company came into existence. I was always meditating. I meditate every day, at least 15 minutes a day. I've been doing this since maybe, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago when I used to go to morning prayer every morning, 8 o'clock. We used to be praying 15-30 minutes a day. And so I carry that along with me. I try to get to a space of nothingness, a space of quietness, because then I can let that voice that really matters, right? I can let that voice guide me now. Come on. And so that's the awareness I want to make with 250 lifestyle, is that just follow that inner voice, right? It will never lead you in the wrong direction, right? It will never lead you astray, right? If anything, all right, that voice is going to guide you to your purpose. And so with that being said, I just want to thank Pastor Mel's and everybody on the platform for allowing me to share my story. It takes some time to listen to me, because I can go on and on and on. Man,
you're worth listening to. Now I'm going to give you an assignment right now. Let me recognize a few people coming into the platform with us. We got my hero, Dr. Lester Gillespie, a giant, a hero of a man, just doing some amazing things, not just in ministry, but in community all over, man. So thank you, Dr. Lester. We love you, man. We got Mama G is in the house. She says, "Sup, family?" Mama G. She don't sleep, y'all. They over there in the UK, they do not sleep. They making it happen. So shout out to all of you all. And she says, "Hello, big yourselves." Man, thank you, Mama G. Y'all know. But here's another assignment. I got you to do this. I want you to introduce this young man. We're going to come back to Minister Dalton last, but I want you to introduce this young man that inspired us all on this past Monday. I think it was Monday or Saturday. I can't remember which, but he just broke off so many pearls of wisdom. I want you to introduce him, because some of us are hearing him for the first time. And what was it, a day ago, two days ago, when we were able to just be inspired by that beautiful poet that shared at the inauguration such powerful words. I kind of feel like we're about to hear some of that from this young man. I love his spirit. So go ahead and tell us who your partner is and then we'll have him to give us a little bit of introduction about himself, and then we'll go to Minister Dalton last, and then we're going to get into the bulk of the conversation.
Absolutely. This young guy, he inspires me, that much more. He's somebody who's ahead of his time, has a lot of wisdom. In his early years, he's somebody he could be a revolutionary of his generation. And, he's somebody who wants to take on that responsibility. Like, you get a lot of people that, that want to be in the field, but they don't want to take on that responsibility. He, so to speak, he's with the smoke, right? He wants to face it all, and, he wants to take on the world. And he's somebody who has that mentality that, he's fearless, right? He's fearless, even with this brand, Daredevil lifestyle, right? His motto is dare to be different. And so every time you talk to him, right, you can feel that, you can sense that, you can sense where he's going, you can sense the movement that he's making, you can sense the generation that he's leading on. And so, with no further introduction, my guy, the one and only Christoph K. Mr. Daredevil Lifestyle. Y'all give it up for my guy. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Jamal. I really appreciate that. Pastor Mel, thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on this platform with such amazing people. Jamal, thank you so much for that introduction, man. You my guy. I just want to say my name is Christoph Witter for people that don't know me. I'm very recently joined Travorium, and listen, ever since Jamal has given me this platform and given me the opportunity to be here, I cannot sleep every night. I'm so excited. I wake up pumped. I'm still pumped from the first day I've learned about it. And, I have a gut feeling in me that, what Travorium has to offer is the future. It's what's going to be next. And, we're just ahead of the game, all of us. And I just love to listen to, you guys speak about, your experiences and how you guys met and where you guys come from, because like you guys said, this is a family. And that's what over the months, I've truly understand that this is a family and there is a culture here and everybody is here to help each other. And that's what I love so much. And I'm so pumped, so excited to just meet everybody that I've been talking to lately, talking to recently. And Travorium, what we have here is just a blessing, to be honest. And it's just a blessing to be here, just talking with you guys and having the ability to, learn a lot from you guys, because, I'm pretty young and I've got a lot of stuff that I need to go through in life. And just the fact that I have people that I can talk to and ask for advice and, they're going to give me a genuine answer. I love it. So, I'm enjoying my time coming into Travorium. For people don't know that I'm from Jamaica, so I'm an immigrant. I came here. My family, I've seen my family growing up, work lots of jobs to put, a roof over my head, put clothes on my back, food on the table. And I just always kept a mental note of that when I get older, I want to change it. I want to break the cycle. I've seen them work so hard. So, I want to work even harder than them to, bring a different, just a different vibe, a different feeling to the rest of my family that's yet to come, So I just want to just work hard and, just change my life. That's what I really want to do. I tell Jamal this all the time. The way how me and Jamal met was, it was amazing. It was incredible. I was working at a restaurant and Jamal had came in. I just walked past him and I just felt like a aura energy. And I turned around and I had to speak to him. And I don't know why. I don't know. All I can say was God. I turned around, I spoke to him and he gave me his card and we spoke and, I could feel the connection right there. And so, he ended up putting me in his company's Facebook group. So I'm seeing him on live in Las Vegas. And I'm like, yo, what he doing? What's going on here? He's got, it's a beautiful room. He pressed the button, curtains open up. There's a TV in the bathroom. I'm like, hold up. What you doing, Jamal? He said, listen, talk to me when I get back. I said, that's all you got to tell me. So ever since when he got back from that trip, he called me. He gave me the spill. He gave me the rundown of, there's a company coming out. It's breaking out. It's gonna merge together this Friday. I think he called me on Monday, and it was merging Friday. And you know, ever since then, you know what, I had a gut feeling that I still, right now talking to you guys, I have butterflies. I felt that same thing on the phone with Jamal. I've never met him other than the day that I saw him. And you know what, I said, you know what, I'm with you, brother. Let's do this thing. Let's go. And I took my instinct, and you know, it's a couple months later, and here I am, and I can be so grateful for Jamal, and you know, just his opportunity to let me come here and be myself. He's always told me that, you know, sky's the limit. Don't come down for nobody. Just keep pushing. And you know, I just want to change my life and change the life of the people around me. So the only way I can do that is working hard. So
wow,
I appreciate that so much.
Incredible. Let me ask you one thing, and then I'm going to go to my main man, Minister Dalton, the Lion Chaser. You're a student. Tell us what you're studying, and also tell us how old are you? What are you studying, and how old are you?
So I just turned 22. I'm a senior at Canisius College in Buffalo. I'm studying criminal justice with a concentration in law, and I have a minor in sociology and communication.
Love it, love it. Have you always had an entrepreneurial instinct? Has that always been something that you've had?
Actually, I actually haven't had an entrepreneur instinct. I've always had the feeling that I can help people. I can move people, and that's always what I wanted to do. I'm currently a counselor for Canisius College right now, so I counsel a group of freshmen, and I've been a counselor for 3 years now, and that's what I love. I love just, you know, inspiring people, motivating them, and listening to them, and understanding where they're coming from. And I realize what I have with Travorium, I can do that. I can reach people. I can give them a better life, you know, through a better way, like Travorium. So, you know, I've always been, you know, opting to help people and bring people together, and that's what I love.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm going to go to Minister Dalton, but first let me recognize we have Asiatic Turner who says keep grind, Cuzzo, top general. That's one of the comments. Let me pull it up right there. We got Mama G coming back in. She says 250 lifestyle. She's a cheerleader. I believe this must be your sister, I believe. Super proud of you. Miss Lola, is that your sister?
That's actually my aunt. I love you.
You got good family, good people. That's what it's all about, being in this thing together. So listen, we got to go. And we're taking some time on these intros. Extraordinary testimonies from everyday people, because we really, again, we're going to be talking about three things tonight. And when they talk to you and drop these nuggets, I need y'all to get this. You're hearing from everyday people, but they have some extraordinary testimonies. And the reality is we got room for a whole lot more. And we're going to be talking about making the change, being the change, and getting some change. So if you want some change, if you understand what I'm talking about, y'all don't go too far away. But first, let's go head down to my main man, the Lion Chaser, Minister Dalton. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
Man, I had all hell trying. Hello, everyone. I had hell trying to get on here tonight, but look, I had to hear my yardie, and then he's also into the criminal justice. I'm a criminal investigator. I retired, but I have my private business. You know, I ain't even here to tell you about that, but that's a good field for you to be in. I love the 250 lifestyle, because just like he said, God gave him something. God gave me something that once I show you, Pastor, and we get it out, it's about vision. One thing God was dealing with me about before the year was out of 2020 was that people don't have, in 2020, there was a lot of disaster. A lot of people lost jobs. A lot of people died. A lot of the pandemic happened. You know, a lot of things happened that was chaotic. But 2020 also represents a vision. If you have 2020, you have clear vision. So God been speaking to me about it, making sure people understand how to get their clear vision, because 2020 was so disastrous. If you don't have a clear vision, you won't be able to see, because you'll be trapped in what was and what's behind you and what was the disaster, what was this, what was that, instead of looking forward. With a clear vision, you can see where you're going. You also could bring people along with you once you got a clear vision. So like the Bible said, without a vision, people perish. A lot of people are perishing because they're looking at and they're fearful to move. The virus have us sitting at home. You're scared to be around people, but you got to connect or else you won't connect. So, in order for this business to grow, this is a belly-to-belly business. You got to talk to people. You have to interact. But if you are afraid of catching the virus, this, that, whatever else, you'll never grow. So you got to trust God, be careful, but at least get belly-to-belly with at least 5 to 20 people a day. I'm not talking about if you want to be successful, you're going to have a lot of people that says no. But when you talk about baseball, people hit 3%, 300, they're millionaires. They're the top people in baseball. It's the batting average. What are you going to do? What are you going to sit home and say, I mean, I talked to 20 people. You're right there, right next to your breakthrough. You're not right there next to failure. The more people you keep talking to, one, you're going to get better at explaining what you know. And then two, you're going to understand that people are going to say, you know what? I've been looking for something. I thank God that you came along. Just like you, Christoph. And you just came along and you met this brother and God sensed the aura and the connection. So God put us together. That's going to put people together. The King of Kings and Lord of Lords connects us. You're going to be a blessing to him. He's going to be a blessing to you. And you're going to bless other people. So that's what God's gift is. It's a blessing. You got to be a blessing to bless. So I'm just excited to be here. I was cooking. I even listened. I tried to get on at 7 my time, forgetting that 7 at your time, Eastern time. So, Central time. But, when you're excited about something, when you're ready to help people to catch a vision, to help people to realize that there's more out there, you don't have to be afraid. What you have to do is say, I deserve this.
Yes.
Every time someone says no, you just don't know what you see. You'll be back, and speak life into them. Sister, brother, I know you can't see that right now, but just keep watching me. You'll see.
There you go. Well, let's do this, y'all. We have 15 minutes to deal with 3 areas that are all connected. I need y'all to help me to connect the dots for those who are watching. Shout out to Minister Bobby Morgan. We got my main man, Kev, is in the house. He says, keep rising and shining and inspiring. And then he says, go Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we're operating, I believe, at this point, it could be more, in 63 nations around the globe. So wherever you're watching from, chances are we have something that can literally change your life. And we're going to go to the youngest kid on the block first about making the change, the significance of making the change. When you consider the environments, the society at large, all around, most people, what Minister Dalton just said, have been stifled in where we've been, stagnated in that rather to where we can go. They say statistically, at least 80 to 90% of the wealth is controlled by 5% of the people. And the 5% of the people that control all that wealth is not because they're so much smarter. It's not because their degree was any more special. Some of them don't even have the degrees. It's not because of any other reason than they are operating in a different system, a different strategy, a different mindset. So I want to go to the youngest man on the block about making the change. Speak to someone from your heart watching this broadcast about the significance of making the change and how this Travorium can, at the bare minimum, be a significant part of that change that needs to be made.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so making the change, everything that you said, I totally agree with. That's why there's one thing in my life, I've always tried to be in my community. I always try to, in any institution I am, I try to, do beyond what I come there to do, because that's going to make a change. Because what I realized in life is people, it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do. When people see you doing something, they tend to follow, especially if you're a leader. So I feel like if I do all the right things to make a change and an impact in the community and the people around me, it will make them, you know, light a fire and inspiration for them to do the same. And you don't know how far you can get. I always listen to something somebody said to me a long time ago. They said, you know, you change one person, you change a generation. I believe it's so true, because it only takes one. It really only takes one. And I'm big on personal growth. Yes. And the one thing about personal growth is you have to change. Like you said, if you don't change, you stay stagnant. And if you stay stagnant, you will never grow. You will never grow. And it comes with what I think the problem is that people are so comfortable with where they are in life and what they're doing. And if you're comfortable, you're never going to grow. You have to be uncomfortable. When you're sleeping in your bed, you move when you're uncomfortable until you find that you're comfortable, and now you can sleep, you know, safe and sound. Right. So you have to come out of your comfort zone, and you have to go get it. And that's what I think Travorium does best, because before I came into the company, I wasn't really a good direct salesperson. I didn't really go on Zooms and, you know, speak and be social, but I knew that this is something I wanted. Right. This is what I seen. I seen the vision. Jamal lit that fire in me, and I followed it, and I understood what Travorium is and what it can do. And with that being said, I took that and I realized that, listen, if I want this for myself, if I want to be who I know I can be, I must change. I have to make that change. I have to, you know, keep talking to people, learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Get better over time. I wasn't speaking like this when I first got into the company, you know, but I took my time. I got out of my comfort zone, and I got uncomfortable, and I took it head on. And, you know, that right there can make a change in your life. I'm a better speaker. I'm less, you know, antisocial now, and it's really helping me in all aspects of my life. So I honestly think that's what Travorium can do for you.
I love it. I love it. I want to give everybody 60 to 90 seconds on the same thing. It's important because we got a couple of other areas to go to. I want to go to Minister Lisa next. Make the change. I think it was MJ. Come on here. I think he says something about it too. Talk to us about making the change and how Travorium has been such a transformational part of that change for you personally.
Okay, there we are. One thing I like about, as far as making a change, is vision. Vision comes before the change. You know, and one thing about vision is that you see it before anybody else sees it. You see it when nobody else sees it, you know, and you see it before it happens. And one thing, to me, the greatest act of faith is when you believe in your vision and you begin to make preparation for that vision. You begin to make preparation for what you see. You begin to make preparation for what you within yourself know is about to take place. And as far as this company is concerned, any vision that God has given you, the company gives us a resource. It gives us a way to earn residual income, and we're learning how to grow residual, and we are learning how to save. And so with vision, it takes money, you guys. It takes money. And even though a lot of people don't like to talk about the topic of money, they said money is the root of all evil. You guys have heard that. Okay. Think about what that says. Money is the root of all evil. To me, that means that all evil springs from the root of the love of money. But when you are a good steward of what God has given you, then it takes money. Money is like, to me, money in the natural sense is like the anointing is in the spiritual sense. It's a tool to get done what needs to be done. Yes. And so God has given you an assignment. Now you don't have to go to the world and beg. You don't have to go to anybody to beg. You don't have to sell cookies and cakes and all of this stuff to do whatever God has sent you to do, because a residual income is there. The opportunity has been given to us through this platform of Travorium to build what we need to build on to get to where we need to get. And that's what I like about this platform right here. everybody on this platform has this heart to create, to help, to build, to make a change, to make a difference in the earth. And that's what we're here for. And that's what Travorium is teaching us and preparing us for.
Love it. I love it. Now I'm going to go to Minister Dalton. Same question, sir. Make the change. How has Travorium been a platform that is allowing you, I love what Minister Lisa said, to make the change based upon the vision that God has given to you, sir?
Wow, that's a big question, Pastor. It's been one, it gives you a vision because Travorium people are always looking for more. When we saw Travorium, when we first came in, it was only travel.
Mm-hmm.
The leader, the man of God who runs is that David Hart, about to call him Dr. Hart.
Right.
He has a vision. He's always looking. When a man, like someone said, when a man can spend millions to create something for you to get money off of, to bless your family, one, he had to have a big belief. Mm-hmm. If you just believe what he believed, you'll make some money. Mm-hmm. The problem is people don't believe in their own selves. So if you don't believe in yourself, try to get someone else belief in you until you can see your way to another belief. Because listen, you perish because of lack of knowledge, but you also perish because of the lack of belief. You don't believe in yourself. You don't see a better vision for yourself. You don't see a better vision for your family. You got to speak that. I have not because I ask not.
Mm-hmm.
So, ask and it shall be given. Seek, you shall find. Knock and it shall be open. Mm-hmm. We have these statements, but we're not asking nobody. We ain't talking to enough people. Mm-hmm. 5 people told me no. Okay. There's billions of people out here. Mm-hmm. Don't come back to me and tell me 5 told you no. Tell me that 2,000 told you no. Mm-hmm. And tell me that 5,000 told you no. Mm-hmm. Look at Todd. For 3 years, this man had made no money in a company. Now he's the #1 money earner here because you have to, one, stick and stay. And Travorium is a place for you to grow as well as have a blessing and inheritance for your family.
I love it. That's good stuff, man. You guys are blessing us already. Shout out to Miss Renee Winters. Much love to you. Brett Carter, thanks for chiming in. Pastor Everett, man, let's talk. Hit me up in my inbox so we can put it together, man. Great stuff happening here. We got to go to 250 Lifestyle himself to give us the understanding about making the change. Let me qualify it a little bit for you. Doing the same thing that we've been doing just ain't cutting it. Nothing against the regular employment, corporate America, or wherever folk may find themselves, because there's a time and a space for all of that. Maybe we cut our teeth on that. But what Minister Dalton was talking about, we got to be able to go further and extend the vision beyond where we begin. We got to have an end game. Talk to us about making the change and why you made the change to make Travorium part of your end game. Here it is. You're not even 30 yet, but there are people that will spend the next 30, 40 years on a place if they get a chance to do it, if they don't have to bounce around 4 or 5 times in between to try to retire and get a Social Security or retirement. And if they weren't able to make it on the 100% of what they were getting, try living on 40 or 50% of what they were getting after spending 30 or 40 years in the place. So you're less than 30 and you saw Travorium and you said, man, I'm making a change. Give us the wisdom why and how.
Well, to me, it just made sense, especially if you're somebody who takes 1 or 2 trips a year. You know, let's just start there. If you take 1 or 2 trips a year, Travorium will actually help cut your cost in half and can double that output. And so right there, just on the travel aspect, that was a no-brainer, right? So as a customer, now as a business partner, and as somebody who's building a business, that what really, set it apart for me. Like, hold on, I can, I'm gonna travel anyway next year. I'm able to put my money into a travel club, get my money right back. I can use on future travel. But at the time when I got started, we had to wait for 12 months for our points to accumulate.
Yeah,
and that was phenomenal.
Yeah,
because that wasn't done. And so if you look at where we are now, we got our cake and we eating it too. and we don't know it. You know it. You
With
know,
ice cream.
especially the newbies, they don't even know they got all access to all this stuff. But we just happy waiting in a 12-month period to make sure it's that trip, right?
Right.
We still saved a lot of money. So that was one aspect from a consumer, and then from a standpoint of somebody who worked a 9 to 5. It was just about being ahead of the curve, because I didn't see articles when they said that over 40 million Americans are going to be coming into the home-based business field, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, it was about being positioned. So when that wave happens, so when those 40 million Americans are deciding that they want to turn to our industry, pow, 250 lifestyle right here, baby.
Come on.
Right here for you.
Come on.
You know what I mean? You see me travel, you see me doing my thing, you see my business partners, we got the model, right? Because we know that they're going to be looking, and they're going to be looking for a home. All right. And so it's about establishing yourself for the long haul, and having a mindset of 5 to 10 years from now. Not because this is not something that's a lot of people are looking for get rich quick schemes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not it, right?
No, sir.
You can see Pastor Mels and everybody on this panel, they're working, right? They're setting up meetings. They're listening to the audios. They're listening to the replays, right? They're networking. They're meeting more prospects. So we just got hip to the process, and we just fell in love with it, right? And so now when people are like, "Are you still working that business?" I'm like, "Work." All right, this is not work. I'm on vacation right now. Call me when I get back. Because right now I'm not working. I'm enjoying myself. I'm living life. And so for people to kind of confuse work and play with what we do, I just tell them, we right in the middle, right? We right in the middle, where it's like we have fun, but guess what? We do work. We are putting in work. I want to let that be known. This is not no fairy tale, where it's too good to be true. No, we just have a platform that caters to Travorium. I look at Travorium like this. I was looking up the word aquarium, right? And it's the word aqua represents water, means water, and then rium, it means space or building, right? And so for a building or a space where water could be held. And so I look at the same thing with Travorium, right? It's a space where travelers and entrepreneurs alike can actually expand their lifestyle. And so that's how I look at Travorium. It's a space. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a world traveler, right? Travorium is this space that's for you to expand on that concept. And so that, for me, that just literally just really put things into perspective of what we have our hands on with Travorium, and we're in our own bubble, right? We're in our own bubble. We're in our own world. Right now, we're carving out the travel trader, something that has never been done, and something that won't be duplicated again, right? Where you bring in travel and you bring in Forex, the education, of the financial industry, under one umbrella. And so a lot of people are starting to take notice of it, right? And so the great thing about us, though, here at Travorium, right, it might, especially for the ones who have been in here a few years, it might feel like this company, right, is because it feels so much like a legacy company, right? You get confused. It's still early. It's still early in the game, baby. They always say the top income earner hasn't even joined yet, right?
That's right.
Right, the number one income earner, right? And this is coming from the number one income earner himself. Absolutely. That. And so to have that type of vision, that type of leadership, that type of discernment, when it comes to Travorium, understand you're at the right place at the right time. You're in the right leadership, and so you're able to make your mark. And so with Travorium, just spread your wings, right? If you're on the team, spread your wings. And if you're not on the team yet, right, contact somebody on this panel. Contact somebody on this panel, and they will lead you in the right direction. All right. So, you hit it. I think I answered your question. I want to make sure.
You did.
I did hit a couple of things on there, but I just wanted to make
sure
I hit the mark of what you asked for.
You did. I want to come right back to you. I want to recognize a few of the comments coming in. Let me see. I'm going to mute you out because there's some background coming in again. We got Mamu. She says, absolutely no-brainer. You tell it, Jamal. And Mama G said, tell him, Sister Lisa. So the UK, man, I'm telling you, they don't sleep over there. So grateful for their partnership always. For the benefit of those watching, we're operating now in 63 plus nations around the world, whether it's just travel or whether it's Forex trade, or whether it's the two combined, as Jamal just said, travel traders, the paradigm has forever been changed about business. Why are we making this change? Because this is such a significantly needed change where instead of working for hours, trading time for dollars, you're able to earn while you sleep residual income that will pay your car off. Come on, that will pay your house note, that will pay your college for your kids and grandkids, you know. And so, I mean, the sky's the limit. Love what you just said. Our number one money earner, he means it with all the conviction in his heart, that the number one money earner is not present yet, because anybody can come in getting started and can do what it is that has already been done and exceed it. In corporate America or wherever we may find ourselves, that potential is not there. You'll always run out of enough spaces at the top. You'll always run out of enough hours in the week. But in Travorium, come on, y'all, we made the change because you never run out. Travel, $8 trillion annual industry. It is not dead. It's taking a nap. But the boom is coming, y'all. And when this thing wakes up, you want to be in place, in position with one of the persons on this panel or any of our partners around the globe who are connected to Travorium. Reach out to them because you can make the change and you ought to be a part of it. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Bobby King. Thanks for chiming in. I got my main man, my brother, Chaplain Coker. Dr. Coker, good to see you, man. Let's talk. Let's get connected. Wait a minute. I got Bling Bling himself. Mr. Danny's in the house. Much love to you, sir. Keep on shining. I don't know what day you on out there right now. You want to get vacation, but take care of Mama. Tell her I said hello. All right, here we're going to go to the next spot, and we're going to drop here for 60 seconds, y'all. I want everybody to have an opportunity for 60 seconds because we can talk about making the change, but one of the principles in life says this: before we should expect something, we must first become it. And too many times we're trying to do something, and that's not even us. But when we learn to master the be, then the do becomes natural. So that's why it's so important to have the transformation, the renewing of our mind, because we've been trained, we've been reared, I'll use the word, we've been brainwashed to think that all we worth is, you know, $15 an hour, $20 an hour, or $40 an hour, whatever. Wealthy people don't get paid hourly, but we've been taught into this hourly thing. And you say, well, I don't get that. I get a salary. I ain't getting a salary either. Their money is making money. And we won't go into it, but that's quadrant on we call it on the far right down to the bottom. That's when your money, your investments. And most of us, we haven't even been trained on those types of investments. Our mind has not even realized what's available because most of us have not even been exposed to that. So we got to do some things. We got to make the change. But before we make the change, you got to be the change. So I want to give 60 seconds, starting with Minister Dalton. Be the change. Why and how does Travorium help each and every one of us, yourself first? How is it helping you to be the change?
Well, Travorium has given me a platform to speak life into other people and help them change. So you have to have something first that you could deliver that could bring forth change, as well as be a blessing to people. You don't ever have to want to take the business on. You could just be in the business, not trying to bring a team, but one, you're getting benefits if you talk to people. When you take your travel, you get benefits because if you talk to anyone on your business, you're gonna now have an opportunity to write off 70 to 85% of your travel because it's a business entity. It's a home-based business. It's a business that you can go out and get your clear card. You have your own business of doing travel yourself, even if you don't have a team. So some people are saying, I'm not that. I'm an introvert. I don't speak to people. But most people out there who are successful were the shy ones first. They were introverts.
Right.
I hear Eric Worre say he was an introvert. I heard a lot of millionaires say they was an introvert. But those introverts somehow see something when you show it to them. So don't look for the person sometimes who's a rah-rah. Look for the one who don't see, that is scared that when you unleash that fire in them, Travorium will be the place for them for a better life.
I love it. I love it. Minister Lisa, 60 seconds, be the change. How is Travorium helping you to be the change? And how will it help others to do the same?
Well, I say first, Travorium is a blessing to us. And one thing, you have to be blessed before you can be a blessing to anyone else, you guys. And so, and Travorium is affording us that. And I'm like, going into the highways, you want everybody to know how great this thing is, and you want everybody to be blessed also. So you're going, I mean, like Christoph said, you have to become uncomfortable. And I say be uncomfortable until you become comfortable. And then once you become comfortable, then you move up to another uncomfortable level, you know. So I'm going in, it wasn't easy for me to go into the highways and the byways and say, listen, let me tell you what we got going on here. You know, it's not easy to call people. It's not easy for me. It wasn't easy to always just send out saying, let me show you, let me share with you something. You know, it wasn't easy. That was uncomfortable for me, you know, but I kept on doing it until it became comfortable and it became easier for me. And now it's a mission. It's about being a blessing to other people, because this is what this business does. And I'm going to just say this, the inauguration speech, when Amanda, when she read her poem, the last thing that she said, and I wrote it down, it said, there is always light. If only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. So we have to be the light. We were given this opportunity. It was given to us for a purpose and for a reason. And we have an assignment to do, you guys. Shine bright, guys.
Love it. I love it. We're going to go to 250 lifestyle. Be the change. How has that radiated throughout your life because of Travorium?
Well, it makes you take on accountability, right? Because normally you want things to change externally, and you waiting for God to do the work, right? But God has given us dominion, and so the work has already been done. So now it's about stepping into leadership and hold yourself accountable, really. And so Travorium has allowed me to, believe in myself. First and foremost, meet great leadership where, they believe in me. So it's easy to believe in yourself. And once you believe in yourself, it's easy to change, right? Because once you change your mentality, then you can change your life. And so Travorium has allowed me to, change my mentality, increase my mentality, develop leadership. So then that way I can become the change. But like Lisa said, you have to be the blessing first. You know what I'm saying? You have to get blessed first so you can bless somebody else. And so focus on your own blessing. Like Lisa said, focus on your own blessing and just do the work that needs to be done. And, for me, a lot of times, I wasn't the type of person that always was looking for change. Almost every time somebody saw something in me, and then once they saw it in me, I was able to see it in myself. And then that's when change began to happen. When now I'm able not only change my life, I can, impact others. And so, that definitely, for me, how change is looked at, by doing the inner work first. So then that way the outer work will follow.
That's good. Man, you guys are wise beyond belief in terms of your years on this earth and the things that you have already come to grips with. But let's go to our youngest kid on the block. I'm so proud of all of y'all. But Christoph, talk to us, man. Being the change. Here you are, 22 years young. And I'll be honest with you, man. There's a lot of folk twice your age, 3 times your age, not thinking about being no change. They comfortable. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. That's the mindset. You drop some wisdom for us. Help us right now. Be the change. Why is that so relevant? And how does Travorium, how's it helping you?
just sit here and I listen. I absorb everything that you guys have said, and I agree with everybody that's on this channel right now. What they said about change, I feel the exact same way, and I believe the number one thing about change, it starts with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to really look at yourself and say, where do you want to be in life? Where do you want to go in life? And once you understand that concept, you find ways to reach that level and to continue to build on that level. You know, so Travorium just has given me, I feel like it's put a battery in my back where I'm charged. You know, it came at a time in my life where I didn't know what was going on. I was a college student. I'm bouncing from jobs. You know, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just here. And it's given me a battery in my back to charge and push through whatever I can do. And it's also made me fearless and I'm not scared anymore. And I want to talk and I want to just keep learning and keep elevating and just leveling up. I didn't know anything about, you know, traveling. I didn't travel like that. You know, I just went back to Jamaica, came back, and that was it. You know, now, you know, I say I've gone to a few places ever since I've gone into this program. You know, I didn't know anything about Forex. I had no clue what Forex was, you know, but the platform gave me that opportunity to understand Forex. And now I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm making money as we speak, you know? So it's to the people that's out there watching, it starts with you. What do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? How do you want to change not only your life, but the people around you and make an impact in your community? And I believe Travorium is that change. Travorium is that future. And if anybody out there that's listening and you're afraid and you don't know what's going on and you don't know you're lost in life and you don't know where you want to go, come here, come to Travorium. We have a family, a culture that you can come embrace us and we will embrace you and we will elevate together as one. So that's why I believe in the change. I believe Travorium is that change.
Man, we might be listening to our next president, man.
Amen.
I'm feeling all kind of ways up in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're listening to this amazing group of persons, extraordinary testimonies from everyday people. That's the real talk of it all. Shout out to my beautiful cousin, beloved Miss Janet. We need to talk, darling. We need to talk. But the thing of it is, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, Travorium gives us the opportunity to make the change and to be that change much differently. You know, whether you're military, whether or not you're in education, or no matter what your field is, you need to be in position because God gives you a vision, and it's much greater than what most of us realize. We can accomplish so much more, but we need the type of partnership. We need the type of platform that we're not trading so much of our time just to get by. And that's the greatest problem with most people in society. Much and most of our time is absorbed in just making a living, just keeping a roof over. But if we can ever tap in and connect and lock arms in something like Travorium, particularly Travorium, man, what massive, amazing things can happen. So these are the things you're hearing today. But I want to close with this. We're going to give everybody, and we're going to start with our young brother because he has an amazing testimony, and it's so inspiring. We talked about making the change. We talked about being the change. But come on, y'all. We got to talk about getting some change. Look, you ain't made no change, and you sure are not the change if you still need some change because you're very restricted and limited in what it is that you can do. Because what Mama used to say, you can't pull blood.
Howard Turner.
Come on, there you go. Now she always said that, but you know, she had something in her purse. She just was, you know, that was her strategy to keep me off. But she said, you can't pull blood. I said, Mom, come on, I just need. No, you can't pull blood. So the thing of it is, the reality is we can never give what we don't have. Yes. And my wife and I, like all of you, we have vision beyond what our work, our career paths would allow us to do. But when we plug in and lock arms with persons like you inside of Travorium, I mean, this is just scratching the surface. The ability that, you know, our mortgage, our car note, and even paying for our daughter's college taken care of because of Travorium, that's a great blessing. but that's scratching the surface of what the potential is. We have people in position already, well on their way to listen, 1.2 million on the residual side alone. And this is not including all the other plethora of ways that they're earning money. So it's so amazing what we can do if we do it long enough and with the right people like yourselves. So I want to hear from Christoph first. You have an amazing testimony. We're so godly proud of you, man. No matter what happens, man, if the moon crashed and the sun didn't rise, you don't stop doing what you're doing, man. I want you to lead us into this thing, talking about how Travorium has helped you to get some change.
Okay, so I'm just gonna speak. If anybody see me on Tuesday in the corporate call with the Forex gurus, I was on there with them. I just came back from Miami last week using my travel benefits off of Travorium. I'm using the travel side. I'm using all types of stuff, entertainment portal, so I'm gonna first talk about the discount that you get. You save tons of money with Travorium in stuff that you're gonna do anyways. You're gonna travel anyways. You're gonna go out anyways. You're gonna fly anyways. So why not save your money? That's how you get more rich, is keeping your money in your pocket, not giving it away. So that, first of all, the discounts on and the benefits that Travorium give are, wonderful. Two, I want to speak about Forex. Listen, it does not matter what color, how old you are, does not matter. You can get this. I was scared when I first got into it, and now I'm in love with it. I can't stop doing it. I happened to go to Miami, like I said last week. I wasn't working, nothing's going on, but because I had that faith in myself and Travorium's platform to learn the Forex education, I was able to make $2,000 in 3 weeks while I was down there. And, I don't know about you, but I've never made that in 3 weeks. So, not doing anything, I was just using my phone and just my education and going, so like I said, I'm making money as we speak right now. I get to, this is my job. This is what I do. And I love it. I'm talking, I'm talking with some amazing people on this panel, and I'm making money and I'm not even looking at it, so this is what Travorium has to offer. All you have to do is believe in yourself, and you take it to the next level, and you get out of your comfort zone, and some amazing things can happen.
I love it. For the benefit of those who have no clue, as prior to 3 years ago, I was in that category myself, who have no clue what Forex is. And in a 3-week period, here it is. You're not working for anybody else. You're working for yourself, and you're using your mind power now with the systems in place through Travorium, and you're tapped into your phone. 3-week period while you're on vacation. You made over $2,000. What is Forex? What is this?
So Forex is basically the foreign exchange market. There's thousands of markets on it, and it goes up and down all day. And basically all you want to do is catch, the trends. And once you catch the trends and you get in and you get out, and you can accumulate lots of money. Just learning, through the education through Travorium has allowed me to be able to do that at a high level. And, once you learn it, you're hooked.
I love it. I love it. Man, that's good stuff. So before we go on, I want everybody to have the opportunity to talk about this. Shout out to Mr. Willie Barr. Thanks for chiming in. It is important that we know the way that we've taught and been trained and educated to make money. It will do no more than keep us where we have been. Now, if you good with where you are and you like that, and that's you, then you ain't got to worry about nothing else we sharing. But if you want to, number one, make the change, be the change, and get some change. And we're talking about the type of change where you can literally, there is no limit as to how far you can go. There are people who are taking the same thing that he just said, and it's not $2,000 in 3 weeks. We got people in our team that are making $2,000 or more a day. Now, we're not telling you this is overnight. It's a learning curve. It's a system. There are strategies. There's risk. But the law of averages, your wins will so far exceed your losses that if you're doing it for a long enough period of time, 3 months, 6 months, a year, phenomenal things. And I'm so excited that this young man has already taken that, and he's gonna be my leader and my trainer. I'm just gonna listen to him because I've still been in training mode. I've been kind of scared to, I've been in the classes, but I've been kind of scared to go into it. But now, man, you done inspired me. So you my coach. You my new coach. So here we go. I want to go to Mr. Dalton. Get some change, man. Why is it so important for people to use this platform as we have it to get some change? What do they have to do, and why is it so important to get some change?
Thank you, Pastor. I think that once people see that this is real, I've been in a couple of network marketing businesses before, and when you do get that first check, when you see it, and every day there's money in your back office, but when you see it and you could download it to yourself because the money's put on the card, once you get that money, your belief goes sky high. So now when you talk to folks, you started ignorant. Mm-hmm. But now once you got that money, you're thinking out, you're like, yo, listen, I got money. You start beating your chest because once people understand this is real, there's a real money at the end of the rainbow. Mm-hmm. Now they can see some people only need $500 a month to change their life.
Right.
Your zip code. Some people only need 1,000. Mm-hmm. See, to me, you want to be a blessing to be a blessing. Mm-hmm. See, if you don't have enough money for when your family come to you and say they need 1,000, that it doesn't hurt you, you're not really making money yet. Mm-hmm. So, but you got to think bigger. The book that talks about thinking big, you got to think bigger than where you are. Because if you don't see where you are as a spot where you're going that's bigger, you'll never get there. Mm-hmm. You got to see it. You got to believe it. You say, oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, taste and see that Travorium is good.
All right. Yeah.
We already is blessing folks. Millions of dollars, like we said, weekly is given out. So, but you got to get money to give money. Mm-hmm. So Travorium wasn't getting no money. You mean to tell me that we're going to be in 62 countries and there's no money? Mm-hmm. Think, folks, you got to wake up. The traditional way of making money, a lot of people are now at home. Mm-hmm. They're broke. They're collecting unemployment. And then some of them have not even gotten their first unemployment check.
Lord have mercy.
So if you're talking about now being stressed, you're stressed because one, you woke up one day, your job is gone. And then two, you only maybe had a few hundred in your bank account. You done exhausted that. And you can't reach because many millions of people have been laid off. And your mindset is like, I'm going to feed my family. So, because you can't ever see the forest from the trees because you're inside of it. If you could just get yourself out of that situation mentally and create your own wealth, you'll be the change that you want to see.
That's good stuff. Minister Lisa, I want to give you a special assignment representing those spiritual-minded folk, which I believe we are a part of. But sometimes we get so spiritual. Sometimes we get what I'll say is too spiritual. And what I mean by that is not spiritual at all, really. But we tend to think that, God is just, everything. I mean, I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to trust. And those things sound noble. They sound sterling. They sound so substantial. But the reality is faith without works is dead. Period. All day, every day. And when we really have faith, that means what Minister Dalton said earlier, ask, seek, knock. Most of us, we don't even ask. And if we do ask, we sure don't seek. And if we do seek, we are scared to knock. So talk to us about getting some change. We talked about making the change, being the change. But now, woman of God, talk to somebody who's all church style and everything else. And they know they've been laboring, they've been giving, they've been tithing, they've been serving, but they got a need, they got a lack. How can Travorium come in and help them get the change that they really need?
It's a song, that it's a song that I really love. And I know a lot of spiritual people don't like this song, so I used to be scared to play this song, but I love it. That song that says, I want money, lots and lots of money. I love that song, you guys. I love that song for years because I do like money and I do want money. And my thing is this. It's not because of the love of money or materialistic things or anything like that, but I just believe that when money is in the hands of righteous people, that many, many good things can be done within the earth. Much healing can be done in the earth when money is in the hands of the righteous. And like Pastor Mel said, so many of us have been giving until we have all given out. Until we're all given out and you pulled everything from us. And we haven't grown anything. We don't have a money tree to pull from. But to me, Travorium is a money tree, you guys. Travorium teaches us exactly how to earn money, as we have been saying, and how to save money, how to grow our money. And it behooves me when you can pull out your phone and you can just hit a couple of buttons, copy, paste, and voila, into your bank account goes some money. That is so amazing to me. This is a new world that we are in, and a shifting has taken place in the earth. And we have to learn how to shift with what's going on. That's to the old people like me. You have to learn how to shift with what's going on, you guys. For one, I am excited about what's going on. I'm excited about what this platform has done in my life. What did Warren Buffett say? Unless you learn how to earn money while you're asleep, you will always work for someone else. And I worked for someone else long enough. He should have never let me hear that. Should have never let me hear that. And years ago, I'm gonna say this right quickly. Years ago, when I first joined this business, and I love travel. Like I said, I love the Outer Banks. I would go to the Outer Banks. I would come back, and I came to work. I went to work one day, and I was talking about how I love travel and how I'm gonna be a millionaire and how I'm gonna be rich. And I do believe that is already is. And my supervisor overheard me. And he said to me, if you have not accomplished that by now at your age, you never will. And I was upset with him when he said that. I was angry. But then I had to sit back and think about it. With the way that I was working, I was on the left-hand side of that cash flow quadrant, employee. With the way that I was working, I never would, because so much was going out, but not enough coming in. And then I moved from that side and I went to sole proprietor. And for me, the best feeling in the world was when I did not have to hit that clock anymore and I was working for myself. But in that case, there was more money going out than money coming in. And so now through Travorium, we are able to cross over to that right side, you guys. We're able to become business owners and investors in ourselves, and grow that money tree, you guys. And I say Travorium is the platform. If you want more, if you want to grow, if you want to earn more, if you're looking for a platform where you can have that residual income flow, it's nothing better than going to your back office and see that you earn money every day.
That's it. Listen, we're going to try our best. We lost Jamal momentarily. We're going to try to get him back in place in position. We want to hear from him before we close this thing out. Let's go to Kevin. He says, those who are so spiritual lift holy hands in the sanctuary, then lower them into broke pockets full of excuses. After service. You're absolutely right, man. God. Seems like you've been around the block a few times. Yeah. And I think it's pathetic for us to settle for that. Now I'm not saying everybody's going to have 2 yachts and 6 helicopters and the limo waiting. I'm not into that. That might be the case for whoever. That's what God's called you to. But we should be in a place, especially as grown folk who have labored in any field, to the extent that we can help others. Like Minister Dalton said, someone in a family, someone in a circle has a need. We shouldn't have to. Come on, somebody need to be buried. And we got to go, come on, man. We got to go sell plates. We got to go car wash, whatever. it ought not be that way. And it doesn't have to be that way. We just heard from a young man on his vacation 3 weeks using the cell phone, made $2K. He said, I never did that before. Listen, that's the type of stuff that we need to be on. We need to be drinking that. We need to be drinking what he drinking. You hear me? Because that's just the beginning. Because as we learn to master that, and that becomes your craft, now you can have other options from real estate, the plethora of other things that you may want to get involved with, so forth and so on. So we want to wrap it up. I'm looking for our brother. I want Jamal to get back in place. His camera's not coming back in. So we're just going to wrap it up like this. Let me just say this. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we went a little longer than we should have probably, but it's hard to tame this type of excitement.
Yes.
It's hard to put in a capsule this type of passion. When you got people like this on the platform, so powerful, so passionate, and true, there he is. And I want to space now for our brother to wrap this thing up about getting some change. Here you are, Jamal, about to cross into your 30th year on the earth. That's 3 decades of living. You've seen enough to know with some of the older generation, man, I don't know if I want to go that route because they're 50 and 60 retiring and they got to get another job and another job. I want to do something different. So different to get some change. I'm going to mute out other lines to make sure that you're clear. Talk to us real quick, and then we're going to wrap it up right after that. How is Travorium helping you to get some change, and how should others connect with any of us or those connected to us so that they can get some too?
Well, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. I did sales. I did direct. I was working direct TV, and so anything with sales, you gotta constantly put in sales yourself, right? If you're not putting in sales, you're not getting paid, right? Even when somebody pays their monthly cable bill, right? You're not getting a percentage of that, right? Even though you was the one who garnered that sale. And so with Travorium, I've been able to leverage my time and effort with a group of like-minded people, right? And so now we get paid a percentage off of each membership that's in our organization. Okay, and so I've been able to not only have a free membership, right, that the company pays me to cover my membership, but now I'm beyond that. Now I have a little extra money coming in every single month, right? And so what I tend to do is just put it back into my business, right? I travel more, take more trips, put the money back into my business because it's going to generate even more money. And just like, I think it was somebody said, I don't know who said it, but I think somebody said it on this call. They said it was at the tip of my brain. It'll come back to me. But basically with the residual income, I'm with this platform, I've been able to save money. So, Christoph said it. A dollar saved is a dollar earned, right?
Right.
So that's how I look at it. That's my first step of actually getting some change with the company is being a product of the product and saving money. And then on top of that, now I got a membership that is covered with the company, and I continue to get travel points, right?
Yes,
so now I'm a free member, but they continue to deposit travel dollars into my account. So that's one way I'm getting paid change, right? Is with travel money. And then now I got a residual income, a daily residual income that comes in every single day, right? Whether I'm in the bed sleep, I had a cup of coffee, just got the shower, making calls. On this call right now with you guys, I got paid the daily residual income. And so for me, I heard it said before, and it's true. If you understood the power of residual income, you will run through a brick wall to get it, right? You'll run a brick wall to get it. Luckily for some of y'all, Donald Trump ain't put that wall up because y'all be running to get it, right? To get. That's the type of mentality I'm having. when I'm seeking freedom, right? If I don't care if he did put a wall up, right? I'm gonna find my way to the freedom. I'm gonna find my way to the freedom. And so that you can look at it the same thing here. Once you taste freedom, you're gonna want to taste more. All right. And so that's how I've been able to get some change, but it hasn't been, like 5 years in the future. I'm talking about baby steps, right? I've been able to get a free membership. That has changed my life. That's enough change right there for some people.
Right.
Free membership, that'll change your life right there. And because that changed my life, now people are interested in, like, yo, how are you traveling for? I'm like, yo, I'm not a millionaire, right? I just joined the company platform and I waived my membership fees. And now I'm able to travel like a millionaire.
Right.
So that's the first thing. You don't want to be thinking that you got to have a Jay-Z lifestyle. You got to have a Beyonce lifestyle. I know a lot of people, they want to make 6 figures, but honestly, you gotta do some self-inventory, right? Your bills might not even come up to that much, right? To be financially free or to be retired, you just gotta have $1 more coming in. Right, $1 more covering in all your bills and expenses, right? And that's everything from living expenses to your food, to your meals, to your entertainment, all that being covered. You just make $1 more, you can retire. And so it's not about trying to, there's people who want to hit the compensation plan, but figure out what's your monthly expenses, right? And then try to exceed that, or figure out how much money you make at a job, and you might just want to go from full-time to part-time, right? That Travorium will be that 1-star, 2-star director will be able to change your life, right? Where somebody else who might be a doctor and they might make 6 figures. So in order to replace their income, they got to hit some top ranks. And so do some self-inventory, of yourself, and just focus on yourself. And that's what Travorium has allowed me to do. Just really focus on myself. And that's when I came in, that was my thing. I wasn't trying to hit the top of the compensation plan. I just wanted to get a free membership, right? Because that was enough change for me. Was a free membership, right? And because I got a free membership, now it's like help 1 or 2 people on your team do it, and you make a residual income. So I break it down like that. I don't break it down to I need this many people on this side. No. Keep it simple. If I can waive my monthly fees, that's enough change right there. Now I hope 2 to 3 people will do that. Now I'm making a daily residual income, where just like you guys said, an extra $500 a month. That's all for most people. Just the extra $500 a month will change your life. And so, I'm thankful for the residual side because I never experienced daily residual income, right? Because there's companies out there that say you can make up to. Right. It says it have you thinking that once you hit this rank, you're going to make that rank, but they're not knowing you're not reading the fine print. You know what I'm saying? You can make up to $500 a month, right? and that's the high end. And so what if I just hit the rank? That means I'm gonna make less than $100,
right?
Over here at Travorium, you get paid what they say you get paid when you hit that rank,
right?
And so, to make some change, I ain't gonna lie to you, it feels good. It feels good to get paid. To travel and get paid, and to tell my testimony, and to share my testimony, and to connect with people, and to share our opportunity. Because residual income will really change your life. It's something that musicians and songwriters. If you know anything about Michael Jackson, right? God rest his soul, but Thriller, was made in the 80s. Every time that song gets played, the Michael Jackson, foundation, or his empire, somebody's getting paid off of that song that was made in the 80s. Same thing over here. If you put in the work, a leader told me, what you do will show up 90 days from now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on, I'm not making residual income today. Well, put the work in today for 90 days, and it's going to be reflective from 90 days from the work that you're doing. And so, it's a different time period of how you get paid. We don't get paid. It's like a job. You work a week, you work 2 weeks in a whole, you get paid. No, it's based on the impact. It's based on the, the travel community that you're building. right? That's going to allow you to bring in that change. And so once you get hip to how things work over here, right? Because we all have this 9-to-5 mentality, right? We're coming from the left side of the quadrant, which is the 95%, the self-employed, the employees. We all coming from over here. And so we're used to this dynamic of how we get paid. When now we're trying to come over here. So like I said, guys, you guys know me. I would talk to Pastor. You gotta stop me sometimes. You gotta stop me, man.
It's hard to stop a fire hydrant.
60 seconds. I'm going.
Come on, man. Yeah. It's hard to stop a fire hydrant. It's dangerous. You have to come up. They used to tell us back in the day, them Johnny pumps, once they come on, you gotta call the fire department. You want to shut that thing off. So here's what we're gonna do. Shout out. I got Bishop Michael here. Miss Lisa Davis, Tanya Deli, much love. We got Apostle Deborah, y'all. Much love to you indeed. My hero, my shiro, my sponsor, my coach. So listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up with this. Here's what we've been talking about all evening, and we took some time to do it. You've been hearing from ordinary people with some extraordinary testimonies. Hopefully you picked that up. And we're going to be going to Christoph, the youngest of the crew, to close us out. But here's where we've been. We talked about the space of making the change. So we want to encourage somebody watching this, share this broadcast, because if it's not you, then maybe it's somebody you know. There's a change that needs to be made. Come on, Sam Cooke is still singing, y'all. It's coming, but we got to make it, right? But we got to be it. We got to be about the change we want to make. We can't do it like a hobby. It got to be real. Can't be, a four-leaf clover type of thing. Can't be just a New Year's resolution. Because you'll come into this thing with your old self thinking you're going to get something new. No, you got to be the new change, and you got to be the change. And then you can, of course, get some change, as our young brother has already pointed out. So what I want to do is give this back to Christoph to close us out, shut it down, tell us what we need to know, look into the camera, talk to somebody's heart and soul, that young person just like you, they're 22. Or maybe they're about to graduate in June, May or June. Or maybe they're in college. Or maybe they're coming out the military. Or whatever the case is. Or maybe it's one of them other older persons old enough to be your mama, your daddy, and everybody else, or your grandparents. Man, what does this young man know? What could he tell me? Tell us what we need to know. Close us out. Speak to our hearts. And we'll end with that.
Thank you so much, Pastor Mel, just for allowing me to come out here and just speak and give me the opportunity and to, share this space with such amazing people on the panel. I just want to talk to anybody out there that's listening to us and has been with us tonight. There's been some powerful things said. Everything has been genuine. I could feel the energy through screens. So I understand you guys do as well. And I just want to speak. I'm very into social justice and everything going on right now with, just the presidencies and just having our first female Black, vice president and, the Black Lives Matter movements and everything that's going on. I just want to speak to people out there that it's been so long that people have been telling us, no, we can't do this. And no, you can't do that. I was listening to what Lisa was saying, how her boss said, if you haven't reached it at this point, you never will. Says who? Who says who? I can do anything I put my mind to. And I just want to tell people out there, you can do anything that you put your mind to, no matter what. As long as you have faith and you believe in yourself and you push yourself to reach the next level, the next place, your vision. We've been talking about vision all day. Do you have the vision of where you want to go and be in life? Then you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to be uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to get growth. That's the only way you're going to prosper. And you're going to do all the amazing things that we know that you can. So if you're out there listening and you're not in Travorium, you need to be. You need to hit somebody up that's on this panel. If you know somebody that's interested in changing their life, you have to get them in contact with one of us. And like, everybody says, a better life requires a better way. And that is what Travorium is. And I believe that Travorium is the future and we are here to stay.
You've heard it. Let it be written. Let it be done. We out of here. God bless you. Love you guys.
Travorium proud.
Travorium proud.
Love y'all, family. See y'all next time.